Alright, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm not back with a Starcraft 2 1 vs 1 replay cast. I am back with a Starcraft 2 2 vs 2 replay cast, and I don't think it can get any better than this. If you're a Starcraft 2 fan, and like the only thing that can make you fanboy more than say 2 of your favorite players duking it out is 4 of your favorite players duking it out. So what we've got here is that these are replays that I'm going to be casting from a tournament that was played out. Basically just like a pretty awesome 2v2 cup, a lot of really great teams. So the fact that I'm going to be able to cast this is really awesome. So I may be casting like a fair bit of really high level 2v2 games, but let's just get right on into it, introduce the players. The map is Ulzan, and spawning up in the top right hand, hold on, can I do that? No, I can't actually swap that, but that's where they stay. Spawning up in the top right-hand side of the map, it's Liquid TaeJa. He's the red Terran player, or the Terran player on red team. And his teammate is under the ID Alarak, but it's actually MC the Boss Toss. So 2 of the oldest and greatest StarCraft 2 players on a team, MC and TaeJa, are just so, I think it's just, yeah, they're just so awesome. And I've been fortunate to cast them in 1v1 lately, but the fact that they're on a team is really awesome now. Their opponents are definitely formidable ones. It's basically Team Jin Air. On the left-hand side of the map, it's Trap. And his teammate, it's Cure. So we've got ourselves a 2v2. Of course, my observing is going to be limited. There's only so much you can possibly look at once, but I'm going to do my best job to try and cover this game and see how it goes. So looking at this map, it's got these sort of in-base expos. Of course, they'll be very vulnerable to potential air aggression and things like that. There's even a Xel'Naga watchtower that really gives you vision of the air. But looking at this game, though, the way things are starting off, it does seem to be somewhat macro-oriented. And when I say somewhat, it really is. Like, sometimes you'll see crazy like rushes in 2v2, of course. 2v2 is a bit of the Wild West. You're really not sure what you're gonna get. But no, this game, both teams, both Protoss going for Nexus, both Terrans going for command centers. So these guys showing a lot of respect to each other, except for Trap, of course, who did steal MC's gas. But even TaeJa's Reaper gonna be helping out with that. And yeah, we'll see how these 2 guys are gonna play it out. A Reaper gonna be out on each team, but then what else is gonna be on the way is the question. Stargate's already on the way for Trap. MC's will be delayed a little bit since he did get his gas stolen. And we're actually seeing Trap go right into double Stargate. Phoenix can be very good in 2v2. Meanwhile, TaeJa is moving out on the map with his Reaper. He's actually going to catch that of Traps, but we'll see who's going to win this fight. Like, I have no idea. But the thing is, the Adept for MC could maybe come back. Or no, there's the Zealot. It's not going to be able to catch it. But right now we are seeing TaeJa moving across the map. Meanwhile, the Adept of MC is actually on this side of the map too. However, there's double Widowmine on the way out for Cure. The Reaper has crossed the map. This is actually just already such bananas. MC's getting up his single Stargate, but that's just the problem for him. It is just that, a single Stargate. Both Terrans, by the way, are aiming to go for a Widowmine drop. I mean, yeah, I mean, you probably want to drop the Protoss players. Looks like TaeJa will catch that Reaper of Cure, but he did, of course, see everything, so that's very important. Now, this is, I think, looking pretty alright for blue team, but just based on the fact that Trappy's got the faster Stargate, he's got the double Stargate, whereas MC is just committing to the 1 Stargate so far, so he's just going to be behind in the numbers as far as Phoenix goes. He's getting up an extra Stargate now, but he will be behind by a significant amount. Hellions are moving out on the map for Cure. He made just 2 Widowmines. Or did he? Wait. No, he must have canceled his mines. Right, I'm not losing it. Cure started mines, but then he canceled them. He actually went into Hellions. Looks like he may be planning a bit of a Hellion drop, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to load up into this Medivac. Meanwhile, the Phoenix providing that high quality escort as they move across the map. Now, Adepts are in position for MC to deal with this. There's now the Phoenix, though, and they're going to start fighting each other, but it looks like that Trap got the first shot off. TaeJa's bringing some of his units down. The Phoenix actually settled for lifting up a probe or 2. But this Medivac, it looks like its days will be numbered here. MC wants to keep his Phoenix alive because if that snowball starts happening, you're in a lot of trouble. But suddenly TaeJa's got Hellions in his mineral line, and TaeJa taking a bit of a beating. MC's Phoenix looks like they are going to lose on out. It's just units scattering all over the place. TaeJa, it looks like he lost 7 SCVs. And oh, but on the other side of the map, TaeJa's Widowmine drop has done a mass amount of damage to Trap. He killed 14 SCVs, so these teams dealing a lot of damage to each other. One of the Hellions makes it into MC's side of the map. So both the Protoss still committing into their Phoenix play, while TaeJa having a very successful Widowmine drop versus Trap. He killed off a good number of workers right now. He's killed off 18 probes in total. But at the end of the day, if we look at it, the teams are pretty much mirrored as far as worker counts go. Hellions once again got in here for Trap, though. He's going to be killing off some of MC's workers. No player has gone to try and get a third base yet. They're both just content sort of staying in their location. Now that we are seeing Trap moving across the map, he's going to fly in, start lifting up a ton of probes. MC has his own Phoenix. TaeJa even has a Viking to try and help out here. That is cute, but MC's really taking the short end of the stick as these Phoenix are going to really clean up all the MCs, and suddenly that's going to make things very, very tough for Team Red. As, I mean, when there's Phoenix that sort of are just overpowering you, there's not that much you can do. Meanwhile, okay, this is something that's very important to note. TaeJa, he's getting up a battle cruiser. I mean, it can Yamato cannon a Phoenix. Phoenix are not good at all versus battle cruiser, but on Trap's side, or on Cure's side of the map, pardon me, he's getting up a lot of air production as he is going to be going into mech. So these guys playing some pretty unique styles for this 2v2. MC's Phoenix are really running for their life. TaeJa's being pulled all over the place. These Hellion drops have been relentless. And oh no, all these SCVs are clumped up. This is looking pretty rough for TaeJa. The Marines are going to try and gun down these Hellions, but he definitely takes a beating there. And as a result, he's had to leave his teammate MC sort of just to be off by himself. And that's going to be very rough. Looks like TaeJa teleported a battle cruiser in home. There's Vikings out already. Even a Phoenix back at home to deal with this. And I'm not sure what this BC is going to be able to get done. He's getting on top of one of these Vikings, so I may be able to trade on out. But yeah, TaeJa, he could possibly be losing this battle cruiser, and he just teleported it in. It's so risky to do that, but it definitely is going to die. Looks like he is going to be able to take a few probes with it, but no, that battle cruiser dies. All right. Now, Hellion kills off a pylon. MC's base is just really in disarray. He's really taken a beating this game. The 4 boss toss. Meanwhile, Phoenix just flying over TaeJa's base once again. A turret's up, but it's not going to save these SCVs. So it really is blue team dealing a lot of damage to red team. Just the opening. Just that. It all comes back to that gas steal. TaeJa even has a turret in MC's mineral line, but losing a siege tank. So these players trying to help each other out the best they can. The thing is, it's just mass air being committed to by Cure and Trap, whereas looks like TaeJa and MC maybe thinking of going for other things. MC gets up a few gateways, accepting that he can't contest the Phoenix. But yeah, this is just looking pretty rough for them. If we look at this, third base on the way for Trap, third base on the way for Cure. And this is pretty darn concerning for TaeJa and Trap. Keep in mind, guys, though, this is a best of 5 in the 2v2, so I'll probably cast some more of the games. In fact, we may just hop into one more after this and sort of do it maybe in like sets of 2s. But look at this, Hellions getting into the main base here of TaeJa and MC. It's just so many workers have died. They're just so far behind at this point. It's hard to tell the overall supply, but the numbers are looking pretty rough for red team if we pull that up. Tempest are on the way for Trap, so he's going to be able to just start poking and prodding, abusing their air control, and there's really going to be nothing that TaeJa, I think, can do about this, nothing that MC can do about it. TaeJa has 1 battle cruiser and 9 Marines. He's making another battle cruiser, getting some more Star Force up. 1 Yamato cannon kills off 1 Phoenix, but there's a lot more Phoenix where that came from than just the air control. It's really uncontested here. It's just, you know, it's just looking real rough for red team. That's all there is to say about it. TaeJa going to be setting up a turret, but they're still trying to deal with these stalkers. MC's saying like, alright, I guess I'll get in a blink. But the army supply really tells the story. Once these Tempests show up, I think it could probably just end the game, honestly. These Tempests are going to be able to start poking and prodding, and there's going to be absolutely nothing that these players can really do about it. MC saying, alright, well, these Tempests, they're working away on us. And how do you deal with this if you are MC? Like, he's just going to have, these Tempests can just sit on the edge of the base here. TaeJa's got his 2 battle cruisers. They can say maybe try and like Yamato cannon a Tempest, but all these Vikings, all these Phoenix are going to make that not happen from the looks of it. Battle cruisers are moving on in for TaeJa. He's going to scan, but he sees all the Phoenix, he sees all the Vikings. There's even a Raven there, so these battle cruisers can be disabled with an interference matrix. There we go. Battlecruiser, one Yamato cannon hits one Tempest, but the other BC's Yamato cannon doesn't even get off. There's just absolutely nothing for these guys. TaeJa and MC are dead, guys. I'm sorry if you're their fans, but this is looking pretty rough for them. This is about what you can expect from 2v2, though. This sort of uncharted play. It looks like TaeJa teleports one of his BCs in to get a bit of damage done, but it's at the third base, and these players know that it's over. So Trap and Cure take the first map in this 2v2, but this was absolutely awesome to cast. So, you know what, guys? I'm just going to hop right on into the next map. I have no idea the results for this, so we'll just load right on in and see how this one's going to go. Alright, so we're loading on into the next game. Okay, it's Overgrowth Facility. This is a 2v2 map that I really know, as this one's been around for a long time. It's a bit unfortunate that I can't flip the team's colors. Hold on. Yeah, I can't do that, unfortunately, so we'll just leave it like this for the colors individually. Anyway, up in the top right, it's TaeJa, and then MC. So these guys, we'll see what they're going to do this game. But Trap and Cure, these teammates, they seem to have a pretty good synchronization with that mass air play. All right. So we'll see how these guys are going to play it. I mean, 2v2, it really is the Wild West. The thing is that there's really there's no fully established scene or anything, so that leaves a lot of sort of like leeway for whatever you choose to do, because it's just no one knows the perfect responses in Starcraft 1v1 for a lot of things, but then 2v2 it's just deep water, that's for sure. Now, so we'll see what these players are going to do this game. Of course, MC, like, he did fall behind from that gas steal early on. That could potentially be what their loss is just entirely attributed. MC already getting up his second gas, so that can't be stolen this time, but he's opening up double gateway this game, whereas looks like Trap, on the other hand, just going for the one gateway. He's going for a Nexus, so we'll see. I mean, we're seeing that Trappy went for a probe scout. It never scouted MC, though. It's just going to come in now and see the extra gateway. So I'm not sure what MC is going to be able to get done with this. I mean, like, it's kind of weird. This is one of the 2v2 things, guys, because the main thing is, it's like, all right, you'd never open double gateway in a PvT, but you would in a PvP. So it's like, what do you do, right? And that's why it's awesome to see these players trying to decide what to do. MC Chrono boosting out his Cybercore upgrade there, getting up that warp gate. But really just having a later expansion now. The one thing on Overgrowth Facility is that players really can be bullied in this matchup, and that's because the bases are split up. So it's definitely possible in order to really focus on one of the teammates. Then it is tough to really try and group up with your teammate and help him out. Now, TaeJa's Reaper comes on in. It kills off 2 probes, but, I mean, the Reaper at Cures may actually be getting a bit of vengeance here, as TaeJa's Reaper's looking real trapped right now. Yeah, it's going to run up. Can it jump down somewhere? No, it can't. It's going to have to try and heal up, but it's not going to make it out. He bought himself a lot of time, forcing that Reaper to chase him all the way, but still didn't get too much done. Now, the first 2 Stalkers are moving across the map for MC. Trap did just go for the one gateway, so he could be caught off guard a little bit by this. 2 Stalkers are moving up the ramp, however, the 2 are already here for Trap, so MCs are going to have to back off right now. He's got 2 more Stalkers moving across the map. They will run into the Reaper of Cure. Is he going to get it? Doesn't look like it, and basically just wasting a bit of time, unfortunately, not getting there. So MC is going to have the superior Stalker production, but Trap doing a good job getting up a shield battery already. So with the high ground, the shield battery, he should be fine, and early pressure versus Terran doesn't really work out because Cure's getting out a Cyclone. He's already got up a bunker, so MC's double gateway opening, not getting too much done. He's following this up with a Twilight Council, though. Meanwhile, this probe for Trap, the real MVP, has just been scouting out this entire game, getting all the information he possibly needs. One thing that MC could maybe start doing on is that this map is Overgrowth Facility, for those of you that are unaware. And there's rocks pretty much going into one player on each team's space. So in this case, MC is vulnerable to the rocks. And So is Trap, but whether these players really know about that is the question, or think about that as a play, because you can sometimes get the jump on your opponent. Now looking at this though, Trap, I mean, he did just go for the one gateway, but he's got up a very fast Immortal compared to that of his opponent. We're seeing Curie getting up multiple Cyclones, getting up Magfield Accelerator. MC on the other hand is getting out Blink, and I don't dislike Blink at this point because Blink is very good versus Cyclones. It allows you to blink on top of them, pull your Stalkers back at times. And so I definitely don't mind that for MC. TaeJa beaconing there, saying, all right, yeah, there's some Cyclones hanging out there. A scan goes down, so this Stalker for MC is actually going to die, right? Yeah, it's just dead. Wow, look at that. A scan, I guess, probably worth it. Now, TaeJa's moving out on the map. He's gone for sort of like a classic 2-1-1 from the looks of it. I didn't actually pay much attention, but that does seem to be the case. Some of his Marines are getting locked onto this. He's probably got to wait for MC to blink to close the distance onto these Cyclones, but he does have a very fast impact compared to that of Kier, who invested in all of these Cyclones. TaeJa's going to be dropping around the map here. Not sure what MC is going to do. These players, they're a bit unsure, but this could be a nice window for TaeJa, and MC is going to have the Stimmed Marines supported by all these Blink Stalkers. Is MC just going to blink up? Yes, he is. And it looks like they may just go right into the main base of Cure. However, all the Cyclones are there. TaeJa has to back up. The Stalkers blink forward, though, clearing out these Cyclones. TaeJa's now free to unload his Marines with Stim. Cure does not have Stim, so TaeJa's Marines are just going to absolutely massacre those of his. And his opponent, yeah, his Marines are just done for. Trap, meanwhile, has his Fortress, and he brings in the Immortal, but there's actually just so much in here. A lot of damage is getting done. Looks like the Raven gets focused down, but I think everything will end up getting cleaned up. And you can see with a few reinforcements here, it's just, oh my god, there's so much going on here, guys, that I'm trying to talk about. Looks like, wow, that was actually looking really bad for Curie. He lost 5 SCVs there, but nothing too significant. His own Stim pack still is very delayed, though. If we look at this, he's getting up the barracks, but he literally hasn't started Stim, whereas TaeJa's going to have +1 combat shield and Stim done soon. So TaeJa's follow-up, he's still going to have a bit of a window here. He's getting into his own third base, the first player to do so. Meanwhile, MC, he's now getting up Charge, getting up a Templar Archive, so playing this Gateway style. Oh my god, guys. I'm running out of breath, just all this talking, like, there's just so much going on in 2v2, but... Okay, Stalker's going to be poking and prodding. There's no Stim pack for Kier, so he can be abused a little bit as long as MC respects the potential of being jumped by his opponent. Now TaeJa's moving in with these Stimmed Marines. Looks like Trap's got his Stalkers somewhat in position. Do they have Blink, though? Yes, Trap does have Blink on his own Stalkers, so TaeJa's Marines do have to respect this. He's run on an in, but there is Blink on these Stalkers, so I'm not sure how much TaeJa's going to get done. I think he may just want to boost these Medivacs out of here and kind of cut his losses. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Doesn't lose any of the Medivacs, so, I mean, losing the Marines is unfortunate, but that's still nice. He's getting into his third base. Meanwhile, we are just seeing sort of like the delayed macro up from Cure. His opening was a bit odd, investing in all that tech. Like, once again, it's that 2v2 thing. The players are kind of in that mode in which they're like, what do? TaeJa, look at this. He's flying a Marine over. I think he's going to unload it, send it to the Watchtower probably. But if he had that Watchtower right now, he'd know that this attack is coming in. Trap's moving across the map. That probe for MC spots at TaeJa beacons to sort of like, yeah, that's the thing. So we got to respect that. Looks like these players really may want to push in. There's going to be the Raven, which will help Cure potentially break this tank line of TaeJa, but this is a very formidable army. Just TaeJa, he's done a really good job macroing up this game, and Stim with the support from MC's army should be pretty good. Now, they are fighting outside of their tanks. MC's charge is finished up, but they're going for it right now. TaeJa runs back to avoid that anti-armor missile, but there's the Raven energy spent. These players can retreat up the ramp, and they do just that. And now TaeJa unsieges his tanks and maybe thinks about bringing them. There we go. We are now going to see Team Jin Air basically break down these rocks. They're maybe going to be looking to get on into MC's side of the map, and this is where you can kind of poke and prod your opponent if you're not ready to deal with this. TaeJa's actually moving into the main base of MC to get ready to defend us. Meanwhile, MC's coming from the rear. However, there's a lot of tanks set up, so MC has to pull back. TaeJa's skirmishing with the Stalkers right now. And looks like these players are going to be taking the fight. Lots of Immortals up here, but Zealots are closing the distance for MC. TaeJa's coming from the backside, but there's still so many tanks for here, doing a lot of damage out on this. The Zealots are closing the distance. The tanks, TaeJa's getting on top of them with MC's support, and it looks like they will push back Team Jin Air. Team Jin Air push has really failed. we're now seeing Charge being researched for Trap, but besides that, he doesn't really have anything. And then, since it's still just researching, he can't warp in a ton of charge lots to try and hang on. He doesn't have, say, Disruptors or Colossus on the way. That really was a 2-base. Cure, on the other hand, he's got up his 3rd base. He's producing tanks and bio, so he can maybe sort of force a stalemate. But TaeJa-MC are just going to be running right on into the main base of Trap, it looks like. And I'm not sure what can be done about that. The Stalkers for Trap are poking around, but yeah, it's not looking too good for him. Okay, a lot of Zealots have been warped in, but they don't even have charge just yet for Trap, so they may as well just be crawling for how slow they're going. Trap bringing in some of his Marines to force TaeJa back, but they can't even really do that. TaeJa's got a tank set up with MCs, Archons, and Zealots for support. It's just pretty good. The building's working against Cure and Trap right now, and I think this is pretty much just going to be lights out, so we're going to be having ourselves a 1-1, which is absolutely insane for this. This is just some awesome 2v2 to watch, guys. There's nothing else to say, but we are seeing TaeJa beacon a little bit, and that's partially because thanks, TaeJa, for letting me know, by the way, so I won't miss it. But Cure going for a drop at the back of MC's base. He's warping in Zealots, but yeah, this is sort of like... this drop would have to get a lot of damage done to overcome this, as one of the players on this team is effectively dead. MC, he got some Archons and Zealots to defend this. Drop's going to be moving into TaeJa's base, but he's sending in his Marines, and they really just need to clean this up, and they're good. All the players know that. GG gets called. TaeJa and MC tie things up. It's 1-1. All right, guys. So that was absolutely awesome to watch. TaeJa and MC going up against Trap and Cure in a 2v2. That's some pretty darn high-level 2v2. And while 2v2 is not the staple in StarCraft 2, it is awesome to watch. So thanks so much to you guys for watching. I'm probably going to cast the remaining games just because these ones were so good. I don't know what I'll call it, whether I'll call it like part 1 or part 2 or something like that. We'll see. But yeah, no, this was really awesome to watch. I'll see you guys next time. If you are new to the channel, or regardless whether you tune in regularly, make sure to hit that like button. If you are new, though, feel free to hit that subscribe button, as I put out a lot of StarCraft 2 content. And I'll see you guys next time.